Hi everybody. So tonight I'm going to do probably the most meta thing in the words of the youth, the most meta thing I've ever done, and that's to actually watch a workout that I've done, and I'm going to talk about it as we kind of go through it. So tonight I did something a little different. I don't normally structure workouts this way, but I was seeing some online videos about interval training for people who are lifting weights. And I just thought, well, it might be an interesting video to talk about. So today I did squats and what's called vertical lift. And vertical lift is like a curl with a press. And so I put those on an interval. And you know, intervals for different sports and for different kinds of training are you know, it can vary a lot depending on the things that you're trying to accomplish with the intervals, but at its base, interval training is just simply an effort on some kind of interval. So if I, for example, do squats every minute on the minute, that's an interval. The interval is 1 minute. Now, how much effort and how much rest I get in that minute is dependent on you and your preferences and your goals. So if I did, for example, every minute on the minute squats with 225 for 3 reps, you know, after a few minutes of that, that's going to start to get a little bit tough. And depending on your goals and how much you lift as a max, you know, it might be hitting certain different things. Anyway, so I'm going to watch this video, and it's going to hopefully pop up on the screen here, and we'll talk about it as we kind of go, and then I'll add some things as we go. Okay, so here I'm showing the workout. It's 135 for 3 on a minute, 3 times, and then vertical lift with 25-pound dumbbells for 10 reps on the minute 3 times through, and then I'm going to repeat that cycle 3 times. So I'll end up doing 9 sets of squats and 9 sets of vertical lift total. And here I'm getting started with this. It's 135, so it's not particularly difficult, and it's pretty fast. And that took about 10 seconds or so. The thing with using squats on something like this is the time it takes to set up and unrack and re-rack takes a little bit more time maybe than you think. So when you're structuring workouts and when you're considering intervals, that's something to consider. The actual time squatting is maybe not as much as you might think, especially on a short set. So I'm going to go through this 3 times. I'll do 3 sets of squats. This is my second set of squats then. Notice I get started a little bit before it hits the minute mark because I know it's going to take me a little bit of time to set up. And here we go. Okay. And I didn't really know how this workout was going to be. I knew that the squats wouldn't be difficult at all, but vertical lift, the curls and the press, that's something I haven't done in a long time. It's an exercise I really like because you can do it for really high reps, and you can get your heart rate up. So for that, it's a kind of an interesting exercise, which you'll get to see here in another minute or so. We're listening to Judy and Mary here. Cheese Pizza, one of my favorite Japanese songs. And here's the 3rd set. Not bad. And I knew this wouldn't be difficult. Like I said, I think the vertical lift I knew that was going to be kind of a challenge because my arms and shoulders just haven't been doing a whole lot lately. Legs are in pretty good shape. I just got done probably a month ago hitting a PR of 135 for 200, and that took me a while to get to. I was doing a lot of high rep stuff with squats. So you know, 135 for 3 is nothing. I probably could have done this all day with that. It was the vertical lift that was a bit of a challenge because my upper body just isn't in the shape it could be. All right, here we go with the vertical lift. So when I do vertical lift, and I've seen other people do this, Steve Maxwell, for example, I've seen him do it. He does it, you know, alternating dumbbells. I like to do them together. I'm not sure if there's an advantage to doing them double or alternating. I'm not really sure, but this is the way I do them. I really didn't know how this the structure would go, but I knew that probably after 3 sets of 10 that I'd probably start to get pretty tired. So I'm glad I worked it that way. I probably could have done a few more squats in that, and maybe the next time if I decide to do this interval training again with this structure of squats and vertical lift, I'll probably do higher reps with the squat. It's one of my favorite Journey songs of all time. Ever seen Caddyshack? Favorite scene right here. I stopped doing vertical lifts, by the way. I was doing them pretty hard for a while. I only have one pair of regular dumbbells, and that's not true. I have some really light dumbbells, but I only have one moderate set of dumbbells, and that's the 25 pounders. I have some loadable dumbbells, but they have a 2-inch diameter handle. But I stopped doing the vertical lift because I started to develop kind of tendonitis in my elbows from this exercise. So I'm not sure. It's something you really have to be careful about and watch the load. At least I did. And that's 3, I think. Yep. So that's 3, and so it's back to the squats again. And not difficult. Again, the squats, I know it's kind of a breather for me, so I'm actually pretty relieved when I go back to the squats. So what is this training good for? You know, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not a person who likes running, and you know, I have some interest in maybe doing rucking, but I haven't really done rucking. A lot of my online friends do rucking, and so I have some interest in that. But for the most part, most of the aerobic work I do is going to be stuff like squatting for high reps, kettlebell work. Once in a while I'll push or pull a sled or a prowler, but yeah, most of any kind of aerobic like work is going to be really high rep squat sets or kettlebell snatches. And I'll do kettlebell snatches continuously for a half hour, sometimes more, with 16 kilogram kettlebells, or once in a while I'll go to 24 kilogram kettlebells. I haven't really used 32 in a long time, but so that's the second. That's just finished the second set of 3 with 135. Yeah, all right, into the third set of squats, second time through. One of my favorite Clash songs. I think this is probably most people's favorite Clash song. I don't know, maybe not. Let me know in the comments. Okay, that's it for squats. So now we're on the vertical lift, I think, right? So, I guess the question is, what do I do with intervals? You know, I don't do a whole lot of interval work necessarily, but when I'm working with swimmers and things like that, we'll do things on some kind of circuit, and so we'll put exercises on a circuit, and we'll have kids rotate around to different exercises. I think, you know, circuits get a bad rap for not being intense enough, but if your interval is slow and you have plenty of rest interspace between the stations, you certainly can make a circuit be about strength and power. So I think sometimes people think circuit training is not productive, but you can really tailor a circuit to just about anything you want. Setting it on an interval, I think, keeps people honest about rest. So it's something to consider. I just got done with my protein shake here. I don't know, do you have a protein shake after you're done? I do. And then, yeah, I'm having, actually, is this coffee or is this? This is actually chai. It's actually chai, but yeah, I'm a big coffee fan too. Okay, one more set of the vertical lift. This is Phil Collins, by the way. What is this song called? Doesn't Anybody Stay Together Anymore? Or something like that. I think that's the name of the song. I'm starting to get tired now. Arms and shoulders just haven't been doing a whole lot of isolation type of, even anything close to isolation work. The only thing I do for upper body these days is kettlebell snatch, pull-ups, and push-ups. And kettlebell snatch doesn't really, I mean, it's not a lot of work for the upper body really. So this is the last time through this rotation, so I got 3 sets of 3 with the squats, and then we'll do 3 sets of 3 with the vertical lift. I bought that timer about maybe a year ago, maybe not even a year ago, but I really enjoyed having that timer there. So sometimes I'll use a Gym Boss. I'll use those swimming timers. So if you go to a pool deck, you'll see those analog clocks with a second hand that just keeps going around and around. I like those too. I'm used to that because coach swimming, used to be a swimmer, but I like having this the digital clock there. It's really nice. It's something man, that was a good investment. Little pause there, that was good. I would have added chains to this, but and I really enjoy using chains with squats, but the setup, it just takes that much more time with the setup when it's with chains. I mean, you just have to be careful about unracking and re-racking the bar when you have chains on there. Here I'm doing kind of a doorway stretch, kind of open up the chest a little bit. I got one more set of squats, it looks like, and then the vertical lift. Knees pop all the time. Sometimes people watch the squatrx videos and they're like, "What's with your knees, bro?" And my knees have always popped. I mean, when I was in elementary school, my knees would pop if I dropped a squat. I mean, for sure, every time. All right, so now I have 3 sets of the vertical lift, and then we're done. All right, here we go. Arms and shoulders are starting to get tired. And 2 more, and we got some Lenny Kravitz. Stop dragging around. Mama Said was one of my favorite albums for a while. Really liked Lenny. I don't know why this song wasn't popular. I think Mama Said was the most popular song off of that album, but I don't know why this one wasn't more popular. Feels of Joy didn't get much airtime either. I don't know. Alrighty, I got 1 set left, and that's it. Yeah, I think if I do this again, I'll probably try to make it, I'll probably go, instead of 3 times through, I'll probably go 4 times through. And I'll probably add a couple reps to the squat, because it's just not enough. And I mean, well, I don't know. It's probably good for just getting the heart rate up a little bit, and as a recovery from the vertical lifts, I think probably the squats aren't a bad thing, light squats. So I don't know, probably add another time through that rotation. And I think I'm just about done here. I think after this song, then we go into Dr. Hook, and then I think we're about done. There it is. Okay. So let me know what you thought in the comments. Maybe you aren't sticking around till the very end, but hopefully you didn't find it as boring as I'm hoping you didn't find it so boring. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments.